Hello. Today we're going to talk about the personal and professional importance of volunteering. A volunteer is a person who takes part in an enterprise or an organization's work without requiring any kind of pay. They freely do work or do a task without demanding pay, just with the purpose of helping. When you volunteer, it reduces stress and combats depression. It keeps you mentally stimulated and provides a sense of purpose. Volunteers can get a health boost. It's been researched and realized that when you volunteer, you tend to live in a more healthy life and a more confident life. You have a good self esteem, and also you have this great satisfaction. I I think about volunteering and I think about it as a selfish act because the joy that an individual gets when they're volunteering or when they've accomplished a task in a volunteer capacity, I don't think it's worth any words or any money when you do it. I do not know a person who goes out volunteering that is either upset or is unhappy, or a person who does not feel encouraged, filled with hope just for doing volunteer work. So the reason I'm doing this specific session is to encourage people to do volunteer work. Look for organizations in your area that you can go out and volunteer. It's a good way to give back, and it's also a good way to build yourself as a person. And that's why I called it a personal and professional importance of volunteering. When you're doing good for others in the community, it provides you a natural sense of accomplishment. It also gives you a sense of pride and identity. So consider it, and you will come back and maybe put a comment here and say, I'm glad I did that. I encourage parents and students, because I work with parents and students in my line of work. I encourage parents to always take their kids to volunteering opportunities. This also helps them grow as individuals and also builds a culture of volunteering in your family. It's a great way to bond as a family. It's also a great way to share the time and talents that you have. Benefits of volunteering are what we're going to look at. The number one benefit that I would think of is it provides you with a sense of purpose. I have realized that, and I can give an example with my own story. I learned what I wanted to do in my career right after college when I was volunteering. I was volunteering for an organization where I was tasked with dealing with volunteer orientation, recruitment, and also making sure that they were ready to go out in the field and do the work for a nonprofit organization. When I was doing that, I later did mention to some of my coworkers that I just realized I want to go back and do my MBA in human resource. I enjoy the process of recruiting. I enjoy the process of training and making sure that you're hiring or getting the right individuals for the right jobs. So that's how I discovered what career line I wanted to go to. Otherwise, before that, if you asked me what I wanted to do, I had no idea. I just thought I like business. That's it. The other thing that it does, it helps you discover, volunteering helps you discover hidden talents that may change your self view and worth. So make sure whenever you're volunteering, you tend to do things out of the box. I may say that, but it also helps you realize that you're so much capable of much more than you thought you could do. It helps you learn about functions and operations of an entity or a field, especially like if you want to know anything about a certain organization or about a certain career line. I always encourage students and I always encourage their parents to help them through this. If you want to go into, for example, medicine, you don't know what function of medicine you want to go into because medicine is a broad profession, or if you want to go into law, it's another broad profession. If you want to go into engineering, it's another bold profession. So what you do is go volunteer in different engineering firms, go volunteer in different engineering organizations with different departments that they can give you an overview of what happens in most of those areas in engineering. Go do the same in a hospital. Go volunteer in a hospital, in the kids section, in the women's section, in all these different facets of medicine, so you can expose yourself to it, and then you can know exactly what makes you happy or what you would want to do for the rest of your life. I tell most of my kids. So it helps you learn more about the organization or the operations of it. It also helps you learn more about yourself. When you're volunteering, you gain knowledge of local resources available to solve community needs. For example, when I was volunteering, I learned so much about United Way. We have United Way in most communities. I never knew how much broad their reach was with the services that they offer to the opportunity until I was volunteering and working with that organization. So you get to know a lot about so many resources that are out there that may maybe help you or may help somebody else that you know that is in need. So it's a great way for learning what's out there in the community, what's out there that can be of help. Volunteering provides you a sense of community. Again, once you're learning about what's out there in the community, you're coming together with individuals in your area who have the same interest, and it brings you together for a good purpose. You not only are a happy person doing that, but you meet some people of the same background, people with the same interest and with a background most likely like yours, but you never knew about. And it builds you as an individual. You get to do teamwork, because I've seen individuals going to volunteer to mow the lawns of older people. It takes teamwork to do some of these things, and it also is a bonding way for individuals, either as a family, as a church fellowship, or as just a group of friends doing something to give back. Volunteering also increases your social skills and interpersonal skills. When you go to volunteer, as I mentioned earlier, you never find unhappy people volunteering. You find people who are happy, you find people who will interact with you very well socially, and having the same kind of interests, it helps you realize that you're not in this alone. You're going through whatever you're going through in life, whether you're having a difficult time or a great time in life, and hence you're giving back. It gives you that encouragement. It improves your self-esteem. It helps you to foster empathy and self-efficacy. That means you're being more productive, and you have this desire to produce results together as a team. You may not feel good about making a difference in the world. You feel great about being a part of an impact that you're making. So it gives you that feeling of greatness and doing good. The other benefit of volunteering is a form of networking. You're able to network with individuals at different levels. I remember when I was volunteering, I used to work a lot with people in oil and gas field. So if I were interested in going into a job in oil and gas, I knew people that I would call into, but I wasn't. I just thought it was a more fluid line of work. So I did not pursue that. But you get to network with individuals, you get to establish contacts. And I usually advise most of my college age students that I advise to do a lot of volunteering. It's better than going to a specific networking event. You're giving back, you're feeling great about yourself, you're feeling hopeful because you tend to help individuals who are less fortunate than you are. And then you come to realize some of your problems are not as big as they have, which gives you a little hope to know that it could get worse, but you still have some hope to do better. You're also meeting individuals that may ask you, hey, what do you do? And you just freely talk to them, and then they have, oh, I know somebody who could help you with that issue that you have. that happened a lot when I was volunteering. I was either getting help or people were helping each other. And that was great to see during those opportunities. Volunteers are also able to enhance each other's unique skills and learn new skills through helping others. So you learn so much, you help, of course, but you also learn more about yourself. An example I can tell is my student is that if they want to know if they enjoy a particular task or if they enjoy a particular profession, as I mentioned earlier, I refer them to doing that. Like one day, I can give an example when my son came and told me that he wanted to do videography. He was interested in that all of a sudden, so I bought him some tools to use, and also I encouraged him to go to the church. We have a church that has like the state of the art video stuff. They have everything you would think of to produce anything in that line of videography. So I encourage him to go volunteer there. Number one, you'll be using the best tools. Number two, you'll be learning from people who know how to do these things because you see the church on TV. So you see they produce the best. If you see what they produce online, it's some of the best materials. You're learning from the best and you're also giving back. You're giving back your time and talent, but you're also learning. You're either learning what are the best equipment in the market, you're learning how to set them up, how to use them, and all that stuff. So that's the best way for a parent and a student to know what direction the child wants to go and how they can start networking in that area. Volunteering has so many positives. I could go on and on. It promotes good health. Research has shown that most elderly individuals who thrive during their retirement spend most of their time volunteering in the community. It's a way to keep busy, to give back, and to boost self-wellness. To help maintain a positive mental and physical health, that also is a plus that comes with volunteering. It has also been said that volunteering will help decrease risk of depression, improve mood and emotions, and as I mentioned, you'll never find somebody who's volunteering who's unhappy. So their joy level is up there, their optimism level is up there. I always used to say when I was in college, alone in a new country, when I felt a little bit alone and I felt a little bit down, I would go looking for volunteer opportunities. It may be in organizations or it may be through friends. I would go babysitting my friends' kids or cooking for them or cleaning the house for them because they just got a baby. And the satisfaction that I got out of that was like another level of excitement and joy. And that made me kind of forget some of the loneliness that I had. So it's a great way to build yourself, to give back, and also to help you be a good citizen. I try to tell my kids, I'm teaching you to be a good citizen. I'm teaching you to be able to know that there are less fortunate people out there than you. There are people out there who have another level of suffering that you don't have. So be appreciative of what you have. And I think this is one of the things that most of our kids nowadays are lacking. They just have so much. They have been given so much, which is great that we are able to provide that. But we also have to show them the other side of life so that whenever, God forbid, one time they hit rock bottom, they can still dust themselves up and come up. So I will stop here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. If you would like to get in touch with me, I will have my contact information below. Have a great day.